Peace, everybody. It's your man, Honorable October 9 from the Art of Thinking Out Loud Live, Common Sense Analytics. And tonight, y'all know I'm always online doing something. I was on Twitter and I was, my Twitter timeline be lit because I look up, a lot of things and I like to really go down my Twitter rabbit hole and see what kind of relevant information I can come up with. Well, tonight, earlier today, just to kind of give you a little bit of a backstory, I was watching a few videos with like Ali Carter, as well as a few other people talking about the different underground connections between houses in not just Hollywood, but in other major cities. And I think a lot of people aren't really taking this whole thing with the houses and all of that connected as serious as they really should, because you got to think about something. California, we just had those fires in California, and the fires were very specific. They only hit certain homes, certain areas, certain property. And with that being, said, what it makes me kind of think is maybe somebody was trying to hide something by getting rid of certain properties or by trying to annex a particular part of the area. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get into that discussion a little later. But I want y'all to check out what Ali Carter is saying when she's talking about not just the trafficking aspect, but how Hollywood is a community. And when I say Hollywood, I'm not talking about necessarily the specific place. I'm talking about the Hollywood community, the actors, the actresses, and everyone who goes along in, conjunction with them. But I was just really taken back when she was talking about how P. Diddy and the Playboy Mansion are linked, as well as like Warren Beatty's house, as well as a lot of other celebrities who we've seen in a lot of popular movies and television specials. But I want you to check out what Ali is saying. This is about 3 minutes long. I want y'all to check this out. And we'll jump in here and there, and then I'm going to give you my commentary. It's going to be kind of short, but just check this out.
There's cities underground. There's warehouses underground. There's actual homes underground. People build these tunnels, and they've built them for decades. There's a lot of elite celebrities. They go down there for parties. Underneath the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California. I was there for a cock party. We walked through the museum, through the garden area, and employees led us to underground tunnels. We had to take an elevator and stairs. We had to be led. There is no way that you can just walk into a tunnel. The entrances and the exits are in your face, but there's no way that you can just walk through tunnels. You'll get stuck. You'll go deeper and deeper, and you won't be able to come back out because it's hard, because the tunnels run all different directions for miles and miles and miles and miles. So if you go down the wrong one, you'll get stuck, and it's confusing to turn back around and get back to where you're going.
Y'all know what that makes me think of? I don't know if y'all remember, like maybe about a couple years ago, there was a lot of hype about this trend about the back rooms, where people were finding themselves lost in these labyrinth of like underground tunnels and different things. And it started off with like as a video game. I was seeing people playing video games, and then it's like from that point, people started finding spots, different locations, and they started going into different locations, and they noticed that it was mirroring the same thing they were seeing in video games. And my point in bringing that up is I don't think we realize just how close and or just how much patterned after actual things in society some of these games and some of these movies, because people didn't take this whole underground tunnel thing serious, but now we see it's a lot deeper and a lot more serious than we once thought.
So you have to be led in and out. I think people assume that when you get underground, it's just this dirt and you keep going deeper and there's more dirt and then there's cages. No, that's not how it works. The Playboy Mansion. The Playboy Mansions. I met some really elite people when I was there. I had to do jobs with some elite celebrities.
I'm a psychic medium, so I actually, like, every time I walk past his house, and obviously the Playboy Mansion's right there, and we know about the tunnels that connect from the Playboy Mansion
To here?
I'm sure they connect here. Why wouldn't
There are places that connect. So what kind of energy? What kind of energy are you picking up?
Just like, there's just like darkness. I mean, just in general, like, I've always had weird feelings on this street.
Yeah.
This type. Well, the Playboy Mansion's down there. So I always thought it was the Playboy Mansion. It wasn't until probably a year ago that I realized this was Diddy's house.
Cannot believe what went on under it. Playboy magazine reports it has just discovered blueprints for a network of tunnels beneath the mansion that supposedly led to the homes of Jack Nicholson, Warren Beatty, James Caan,
Will you watch yourself?
and Kirk Douglas. Now dig this. A photo from the late 70s allegedly showing an excavation in progress beneath the mansion. And this one shows the newly discovered tunnel plans.
Wow.
Check out the bunny logo on the plywood wall. Best of all, the blueprint. It says this tunnel leads to James Caan's house. This one to Jack Nicholson's. This one to Kirk Douglas's. And this one goes all the way to Warren Beatty's house.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hold up. Let's put a few things into perspective first off. Hold up. Now, I told you all of these. Ooh, excuse me. My bad. We'll edit that out. But I told y'all a lot of these celebrities, the reason that they all want to live in conjunction with each other and they want to stay close in proximity. And have you ever noticed that we really don't see these celebrities a lot? Like, even when you live in places, sometimes, like, I know I've heard about folks who live like out near Hollywood and places like that, and they talk about how they run into maybe certain celebrities here and there, but they don't really see the big names and stuff like that. And it started making me think a little deeper, like, if these people have tunnels underneath their homes and they have entire cities, entire layouts where they can have parties, they have buildings, it puts me in the mind of the television show Paradise, you know, as well as a few other presentations I've seen and different things I've read about, where there are military installations or DUMBs, you know, and the public is pretty much oblivious to this. It's not something that's just readily shared with the public. It's as matter I'll tell you what, as a matter of fact, they never lie to us, actually. The truth is always in plain sight because the best place to hide the truth is right in front of us. So what they do is they cartoonify it by making cartoons and making memes and making movies, and they turn what would be shocking truths into entertainment. It becomes science fiction. It becomes, you know, whatever little Netflix special, Hulu special that they want to come out with. And you can always tell because events just seem so real. They use actual organizations. They use, in a lot of cases, they use actual names of like actual people. But just going back to this whole tunnel situation, and then I'm gonna close out. But what I wanted to just kind of put on your mind is this trafficking situation. We got like the Diddy case about to come up in about another month. And I'm starting to think that this case isn't going to be as clear cut as people think it is. And the reason I say that is because a lot going on with it has been kind of soiled and disrupted by social media. Every other week, there's a new litany of accusers. Now we got Terrence Howard saying that Diddy tried him as well. And listen, like I said, I don't know, but it sounds like Terrence Howard is jumping on the bandwagon the closer it's coming towards this trial. Maybe Terrence Howard has something big coming up and they're using Terrence Howard as propaganda. Nothing is off the table for me. I ask questions. But I'm thinking about the fact that we're getting so much information, some of it good, some of it bad, some of it BS. But that's the new propaganda right there, is that they don't hide anything from you. They just overload you with it. They hit you with truths. They hit you with nonsense. They hit you with BS, and then they hit you with flat out lies. They hit you with comedy. You know, everything's in this big cesspool, and it's hard to find any type of discernment on what's real information. So most people find themselves milling around, just kind of grasping onto whatever new like tentacle of this particular, conspiracy theory is. Like, okay, they're saying this now. No, they're saying this now. No, this is how this goes. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. What we got to do is this: pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Since the average attention span is now shorter than a goldfish, we need to start taking notes. We need to start writing things down, because something can happen Monday, and by Tuesday afternoon, we'll completely forget about it because we'll become inundated with so many other stories and everything else. So start taking notes. Start taking notes on the things that are relevant. Even take notes on a lot of the BS they throw out there, because the BS is connected a lot of times. It's done on purpose. They're trying to stagnate you on purpose. I like to call it purposeful retardation, But I wanted y'all to check out that Ali Carter video just to kind of get a little introduction into where we're going to take things when we start talking about not just trafficking, but we start getting into like energy harvesting. And that's what my main goal is to tie everything into this grand harvesting that we see happening every day we see small little aspects of it on a day-to-day. But, you know, as with anything, when you're standing up close, you have a very short vantage point. As you move back, your perspective shifts, it widens, and you now have a more panoramic view, and your vantage point shifts. So all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to back up, take notes, allow my vantage point to, you know, enable me to come to better conclusions or to even better questions. See, because I've learned this much. Sometimes it's not necessarily trying to get to the bottom of it. It's just trying to find out if it's false altogether. Sometimes you're not trying to figure out, oh, is this going to happen so and so? Man, y'all better learn to auto host. A lot of this stuff ain't even true. It's all manufactured propaganda. Smith-Mundt Act. Look it up. But we're gonna continue this conversation. Y'all know who it is. Your man, Honorable October 9. Art of Thinking Out Loud. Live Common Sense Analytics. Cincinnati's most controversial critical thinker. I talk about what they want, and I talk about what they don't, because I don't want to pollute y'all ears with the same subject matter everybody else is talking about. Shout out to people talking about whatever else is going on, or even if you have some of the same subjects and you're putting your own spin on it. Enough respect. Hit me up. Let's build. But yo, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy.
Thank you.